brings people together from different backgrounds and cultures. But as much as we humans love food, we also waste a lot of it. Just how much, you ask? What if I was to tell you that 1.2 trillion kilograms of food is wasted every year? That's one third of the food made for human consumption. And to make you understand really how much that is, that's the size of 750 million Lamborghinis and 212 times the Earth's population. Good afternoon, food lovers and consumers. My name is Hilda. I'm standing by you today to tell you about something that not only affects you and me, but our future generations to come. Let's continue. Why is there so much food waste? It not only comes from rotten foods and stuff like that, but comes from even the slightest imperfection. That's on, let's say, a fruit. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say a produce seller sells 70 apples, and when customers buy the apples, they want to buy the most perfect ones they see. That leaves about 25 apples at the end. And if 15 go rotten at the end of the day, if 15 go rotten and wasted daily, and can you imagine that happening to thousands and hundreds of people in the world, and how much is wasted daily? That's unbelievable. Next, I'll tell you a short story from Kylie Harmonia, an environmentalist and the CEO of Way Beyond, a farm management software, and said, quote, "I help feed the world in a sustainable way that won't destroy the planet, and I'm passionate about educating others to do the same." I think about times I haven't finished a meal I made or had at a restaurant. Do I take the doggy bag home? Do I leave it for the bin? The truth is, it's easy for me to throw away food because I don't have to worry about where my next meal comes from. But now imagine throwing away 1.2 billion pounds of leftovers in 1 year. That's about the weight of 217 million African bush elephants and 87,216 Royal Malibu Limited Sudan. Pretty impressive numbers, right? Doing the math on that one was a shocker, but really considering how wasteful we humans are was even more shocker. According to the Food and Agricultural Association of the United Nations, on average, 1.3 billion tons of produce in the world for human consumption is thrown out every year due to loss and waste. We are all guilty of food waste. Research shows that we throw away at least 1 in 5 things we buy at the supermarket. But are we responsible for production waste? The production consists of harvest, handling, processing, and packaging. During this process, we lose, aka throw away, about 75 million tons of food, of which 70% is root vegetables and the other 13 is fruit loss. That number is enough to feed an estimated 1.5 billion people, a combined population of India and USA. The produce is thrown away mainly due to standards set by consumers and supermarkets, which are to create picture-perfect produce. So whatever they won't sell is thrown out before it even gets to the supermarkets. Although if they sold ugly produce, would we even buy it? So what's the solution? There isn't one amazing solution, but perhaps a few possible improvements. You could either change the way the crop is grown to ensure it meets the standards of the supermarkets and consumers, or you change the standards. With food waste, we need to eat what we buy less, or share it out before it goes bad. Our job is not only to think about the cause, but to act. Remember, 1.3 billion tons. So you can see in this story, Kylie Harmonia talks about how much food waste is lost/wasted, and in just manufacturing process, 75 million tons of fruit and vegetables are wasted due to the slightest imperfection for supermarkets and consumers. She also said that we have possible improvements. Number one, change the way the crop is grown to ensure it meets the standards of supermarkets and consumers, or we consumers change our standards. So, what's your point? My point is that food waste is harmful to the environment. We are not only wasting food, but the energy and water it takes to grow, harvest, transport, and package it. When the wasted food goes to landfills, it produces methane, a product of certain human activities containing carbon and hydrogen. Is there a solution? Well, the answer is, of course. There are dozens of different things that you and I can do, but I'm going to only tell you a few. Number one, plan your meals. At the beginning of each month, work out what you will eat. So when you go to the supermarket, you only buy what you need. Number two, use the first in, first out method, FIFO. Bring older items to the front of your fridge and newly purchased items behind them. So that way you get rid of the older things to prevent it from spoiling. Number three, donate excess food. If you know you won't eat the food you bought before it spoils, give it to someone in need or a food bank. Number four, if you have any spoiled food, such as fruits or vegetables, compost them. Put in a plant to give the plant nutrients, but don't go around composting spoiled milk or candies as they attract pests. I know that these things can be tricky to do, but think about it. If everyone did this, it would make the world a cleaner and better environment, as climate change and global warming would reduce. As this is coming to an end, I hope that all of you are able to use some of this to educate others and for you also to also do them. I hope to be up on this stage once more, and I hope to see you again, and hope to see you all again. Thanks for letting me be a part of the ZIP.